Hey, what's up guys, I'm Sami, and Blackberry's KEYone revived their smartphone game, bringing it back up to par with everyone else, but they've also kept the same Blackberry physical keyboard that we all know and love. In this video, we're going over 5 things Blackberry did right with the KEYone. So kicking things off with my personal favorite, they've included a fingerprint scanner. With Blackberry priding themselves on security so much, it's completely unreasonable that their previous physical keyboard smartphones haven't featured a fingerprint scanner, so this was a huge step in the right direction. What's even better though is that the fingerprint scanner was made very reliable and accurate, and it's also kind of hard to tell where it is. That makes it feel extremely unique compared to other phones, and I've always loved using it. Since the spacebar is also clickable, it works really nice to just press down on the spacebar and seamlessly unlock the smartphone. Next up, the inclusion of USB-C definitely has to make this list because it shows the forward-thinking ideology they had when designing the KEYone. With USB-C being a reversible port and also usable for lots of different devices and features, this has been hugely convenient, and we can pretty much expect every device on the market to run on USB-C in the very near future. Honestly, knowing Blackberry for as long as I have, and granted even loving their phones as well, this does seem like something they would have easily messed up on, so I'm really glad to see that they didn't compromise on including USB-C. Moving on, the build quality and design has been surprisingly good. At first I thought that the silver on black theme was just absolutely crazy, but it did a really good job to just grow on me, and I've come to love the design that they went with the KEYone. Like I previously mentioned, this phone sets itself apart from literally everything else on the market, so I've been a huge fan of it, and they've also managed to do all of this in a relatively thin overall profile. The weight also feels really good on this smartphone because it's slightly heavier than most other flagships you might use, which goes to make this phone feel really solid and reliable. That's exactly as you'd expect a Blackberry smartphone to be. I also think that cutting off the screen at the bottom to include the keyboard was a good choice this year because it helps take us back to Blackberry's roots, and that design has always been great for productivity. Number 2, this one is relatively trivial, but using the phone I ended up absolutely loving it, and that's the feature allowing you to launch any app and a bunch of other functions by just pressing any button while you're on the home screen. That obviously takes the idea of home screen shortcuts to the next level, and it's been super convenient because if you love the physical keyboard, you probably don't want to touch the screen too often, so this helps a bunch. It's also been great because you have so many options for shortcuts, and that completely removes the hassle of having to find a specific app when you need it. Tied into that, the inclusion of the dedicated customizable button on this side has been a hallmark of the true Blackberry phones, and it's been super useful here. Once again, you can set this to whatever you like, but I decided to have it activate my torch just for convenience and fast access. Lastly, this one has been absolutely huge, and it's of course the battery life. Since this smartphone is pushing weaker specs than some of the flagships, it means that it's drawing less power all of the time. You're able to get an amazing battery life out of this thing, to the point where you can even go 2 full days without a full charge if you're careful with your usage. That's of course been a huge game changer, and the only other phone I've seen compared to this is the Moto G5. If battery life is what you want, it really doesn't get better than this phone in 2017. An extra note on that, the screen resolution has been kept at Full HD rather than Quad HD, and it's also a smaller screen because of that keyboard, which once again contributes to that awesome battery life. This isn't a phone for media consumption and gaming, but it still actually does it fairly well if you just want to do it and be a little bit awkward. I tried it, I have to admit, it was good, but it's just not the phone for using it that way. But guys, those have been 5 things that Blackberry did right with the KEYone. I've been making a lot of 5 things they did right videos for the Samsung Galaxy S8, the OnePlus 5, OnePlus 3T, LG G6, lots of videos like this. Check them all out by clicking the card on the left. It's a playlist showing you all of those videos. But with that, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that like button if you have, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'm out. Peace.